Bart left a note and ran away from home. At just 10 years old, but his destination was marriage. How did this come about? The story begins a week earlier. Cletus's pipe started a fire. The flames spread across the dock and burned straight toward Springfield, triggering a major crisis. However, all the fire extinguishers at Springfield Elementary had disappeared, leaving Willie to fight the fire with wet paper towels. Unsurprisingly, the ones who took the fire extinguishers were Bart and Milhouse. Bart put on a helmet, sat in a cart, and activated the fire extinguisher. He then shot off like an unbridled horse toward Springfield. After leaving behind the message, "Lisa sucks," he was forced into the fire and became the hero who saved Springfield. Everyone was grateful to him. Even the mayor offered to grant him one wish. So what was Bart's wish? He wanted his face printed on money. He wanted a squishy drip. He wanted the whole town to line up and kiss his butt. He also wanted to drive a cool sports car and make a stylish shot under the flash of cameras.
I want a license.
To kill?
No, to drive.
Shoot yourself.
10-year-old Bart got his driver's license. Homer sat in the passenger seat as his guardian to supervise him, but his temper was too volatile. He actually ordered Bart to chase the car next to them and attacked its driver with CDs. To their surprise, it was Marge's car. They fled in a hurry. The next day after Bart finished his routine detention, he drove straight out of the school building. After knocking down people in his path, he pinned Homer under the car. This naturally enraged Homer. He gave Bart a cell phone and demanded that Bart become his personal driver, at his beck and call at all times. Otherwise, Bart would no longer be allowed to drive his car. From then on, Bart began his unpaid labor. Homer would not only have Bart pick him up late at night when he was drunk, but also have Bart drive Lisa to competitions at dawn. Bart was completely controlled by his phone ringtone. For 3 days, he had been driving constantly, but hadn't experienced any fun at all. Finally, he could take it no more. He drove straight out of Springfield. Free at last, Bart felt refreshed in body and mind. Everything on the roadside seemed so wonderful and interesting, catching his eye. After much deliberation, he pulled over next to a group of girls.
Any of you ladies like stereo music? I do.
After the girl got in the car, she noticed Bart seemed rather young. Bart quickly explained that he just looked young. After all, he had a driver's license. How could he possibly be underage? The girl believed him, and they exchanged names, just like that. A solo road trip turned into a sweet journey for two. Bart and Darcy got along wonderfully. That night, they went to a drive-in theater. The couple in the movie was kissing, and they watched with great interest. Suddenly, the scene shifted to a horror chase. Darcy instinctively grabbed Bart's hand. Soon, they were hugging each other in fear. Then their fright dissolved, and the atmosphere gradually became romantic. Darcy took the initiative and kissed Bart. The horror movie could no longer affect their mood. At dawn the next day, they watched the sunrise from a mountaintop.
Bart, let's get married. What? Why not? We've made out. It's not right to make out with somebody if you have no intention of marrying them.
Under Darcy's pressure, Bart had no choice but to agree. He became the first one in Springfield to be forced into marriage. They arrived at the marriage registration office. When it was Bart's turn to sign, he hesitated for a moment. Finally, he confessed his real age to Darcy and apologized.
Bart, I've been keeping a secret from you too. I'm pregnant.
Bart suddenly disappeared. He had planned to escape by car, but he was too nervous and failed to start it. Left with no choice, he returned to the marriage registration office, trying to accept the fact that he was about to become a father. After all, he had already kissed and held hands with Darcy at the same time. He could only take on this responsibility.
Wow, you really are 10. I thought you were just kind of stupid. I'm 10 and stupid.
Of course, Bart wasn't the biological father. That was a foreign exchange student who had already returned to his country, but Darcy was pregnant. She needed someone to marry her so her baby could be born legitimately.
I'm very religious that way. How religious can you be if you're pregnant? Good answer.
Darcy was pregnant out of wedlock. She was terrified that her parents would be so angry they'd kill her. She had originally thought that marrying Bart would solve everything, but Bart was only 10 years old. He was still just a kid himself. How could he possibly marry her? Just then, a staff who had been eavesdropping pointed them to a solution. There was a state with relaxed marriage laws.